Hello, awesome humans of YouTube. So, as you can probably know, because you have eyes and the ability to see things with those eyes, I am moving. I hope the audio is not too horrible. There's a lot of noise going on in the apartment, but I cannot really wait any longer to make this video because I'm actually moving in 2 days. And my apartment is a mess and I still have quite a bit to do, but I still wanted to kind of document this moment of messiness that is moving. After about 1 year of living in this apartment, I'm moving back to East Vancouver. I'm sure you're probably all not dying to know why we're moving out of Chinatown. Well, to properly explain why we're moving out of Chinatown, I kind of have to go back in time a little and explain why we moved here in the first place. So when we first moved to Vancouver, about 2 years ago, we rented a room in a house, and in this house was a family and roommates and dogs. And yeah, let me tell you that living with all these person was very noisy, which I'm not going to complain about. They were amazing roommates. The family was amazing. It's just the inherent nature of having teenagers in a house. And on top of that, the room we were renting in this house was quite small, which was, not really ideal. Especially when one of us tends to wake up around 6 in the morning to work on videos. So after almost a year of that, it was time for us to find an apartment and to live our full grown adult life. So that's what we did. We found this apartment. We visited, not really knowing we're gonna move in. It was just, we're gonna look at what's happening around here in Vancouver. But we fell in love with this apartment. After that, it was, in those movies when a couple gets into an apartment and then there's like a fast cut of them just doing a bunch of shit until they grow older and do more stuff. So that's pretty much what happened. And we were quite ecstatic when we got this apartment. It felt so fresh, so new, like we were finally adulting properly. But this feeling didn't really last all that long, because not so long after that, COVID showed its face and fucked everyone over. Once Chinatown streets are empty and that all the hipsters have deserted the street and all the cool little restaurant and cafes are closing their door, Chinatown is left with a lot of not so fun thing. Needles, human feces, bunch of broken crack pipe. And I even had to call 911 a couple times because I saw somebody just lying there on the ground overdosing. And as time passed, as the situation kind of grew worse and worse, I started finding myself more and more excuses to not go out of the house. My usual hour-long walk with my dog and my wife became very sparse. I stopped running because I didn't want to go out and face this. I realized it was time to move out of this apartment when one day my wife and I came back from a friend's place. We had dinner in a park with some friends this summer, and as we were coming from Kerrisdale, we were dreading coming back home because we didn't want to face the outside, face the noise, face the kind of... So all of that was taking a huge toll on my motivation, on my energy. And it kind of led me to realize just how much my surroundings affect me. I'm somebody who likes going out quite a lot. I like to take breaks in the middle of the day just to like clear my head and be able to focus more on the task I'm doing. But right here, right now, going out would just put me in a worse mental state that I was when I left. And I won't lie, I'm currently less focused. I'm lazier, less motivated. I dread doing the work I have to do in order to make my business grow and make it fruitful, which, as you might have guessed, is not a good thing when you're an entrepreneur. But also, since I'm moving out of this apartment, I don't want to leave this apartment with only bad feelings. Getting this apartment has been such a life changer for both of us. It was our first real apartment in Vancouver. It was a stepping ground for us to grow in the city that we now call home. Because of this apartment, because of the freedom it gave us to invite people over, to throw like little house party before COVID. I have met a lot of amazing person. We had some amazing time here with other people, which would not have been possible in an apartment with roommates and kids. And I celebrated my 30th birthday here in this apartment, which is crazy and amazing. I'm so happy to have made the decision to move to Vancouver at 30 years old. And I spent an awful lot of time in the parkade building my car. Yes, I bought an old car and I'm just rebuilding it in a parkade, which is quite funny. And the rooftop on top of this building is so amazing. I used it to film a couple videos, and even here where I'm filming right now, I've been used to film quite a bit of videos, which is amazing. I can say that in this very apartment is where I really started to take my career more seriously and decided to push more than I ever did. And closing this chapter of my life, closing this kind of stepping ground means a lot, and it only makes me more excited to see what the future is going to hold, what I'm going to do in this future apartment. And also, I'm going to have my very first office. So no more waking Stephanie up at 6 a.m. with the light of my screen flashing in her face. I'm going to be enclosed in an office, which is freaking great. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of intimate talk, even though everything is not looking the best. You know, that's what happens when you're moving. You live in boxes for a week and you film a YouTube video surrounded by boxes and mess. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your mom, with your nephew if you have a nephew, to your dog. Apparently dogs like my YouTube videos. And please, if you go skydiving, don't forget your parachute.